Now, the Scottish Government's on a collision course with Westminster after the First Minister announced a short time ago she'll be seeking another referendum.
Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has announced that she will call a second referendum on independence from the United Kingdom. Nicola Sturgeon made the announcement in Edinburgh and said it was prompted by the refusal of Britain's Prime Minister to compromise with Scotland over Brexit.
It is time for... So let me set out the plan I intend to pursue. First, I will continue to stand up for Scotland's interests during the process of Brexit negotiations. Second, I will now take the steps necessary to make sure that Scotland will have a choice at the end of this process. A choice of whether to follow the UK to a hard Brexit or to become an independent country, able to secure a real partnership of equals with the rest of the UK and our own relationship with Europe. The Scottish Government's mandate for offering this choice is beyond doubt. 2014, such as Scotland being taken out of the EU against our will. These conditions have, of course, now been met. So I can confirm today that next week I will seek the authority of the Scottish Parliament to agree with the UK Government the details of a Section 30 order, the procedure that will enable the Scottish Parliament to legislate for an independence referendum.
Yes, it is true. Nicola Sturgeon has actually decided to go for the Scottish independence. Mock 2. I am absolutely raging about this because despite the fact we've just went through a referendum back in 2014, she hasn't got it through her head that the Scottish people do not want to do it. I am actually not surprised because she won't shut up about it, but she couldn't have been asked at a more complicated time than Article 50 being announced and getting passed through the European agreements for the referendum. If you don't know what Article 50 is, it's the assignment for different files about different subjects for the UK to be independent from Europe without causing many problems. But no, Nicola Sturgeon has a stick in the finger, pointed at England, Westminster and that and say, oh, this is not fair. We didn't get a referendum. We did not choose this. You know what? I'm not really caring, but the thing is, I can't even think of a word to say it. Basically, the fact is, I can't even think of words to say this properly. But back in September 2014, we voted no with a minority of people for Scotland go independent. 44.7% said yes, and 55.3% said no. So this means, oh, we must do it. And then Nicola Sturgeon thinks when 1,661, oh, I'm not even going to count this right, but the main vote, when the European vote went on, most of Scotland, 62% of the vote suggested for, well, the result was 62% of the Scottish people wanted to remain in the EU. But the EU is a big problem in itself. We won't get to that detail, leave that to the news. And 38% said leave. I was one of that 38%. But the thing was, we feel like we didn't get our voice heard. We wanted to leave, so we left. It's simple? No. We have to be more over awkward because we're under SNP, under Nicola Sturgeon's little rule, which is a nightmare. Not saying SNP is bad. I voted for them because when you ask me to vote, you don't give me much choice. but you make me choose them. Because I thought, well, you saw in election polls when it was 2014, 14, 15? Yeah, 14. The whole of Scotland except one county, Nicola County, went for the SNP. But then this year, Labour and Conservative have a little bit more land. So do the Lib Dems. They've actually gained a couple of areas as well. Does that just not prove that nobody wants an independent Scotland? Because anyway, I think there's enough, I think I said this before, there's enough on the Theresa May's plate as it is. She's got to deal with the EU crisis, the Article 50, and she's got to deal with the Scotland as well. I don't think that's going to happen. But it's very unlikely. I hope this is going to happen. But this is a 3-part series. My thoughts on the first one. Second part is how is she going to get it, if she ever gets as far. And the final part, what's it brought up to? How's it came up to this? If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.